From horrifying close encounters to insidious infestations, today we'll plunge into the scariest of man's arachnid encounters. Number 5. The ceiling infestation. It happened on a Friday night. I was working on my computer and everything was fine. Then I started to feel an itch on my arm. I thought nothing of it. It came and went as I worked through the weekend. But by Sunday evening, it was driving me crazy. I couldn't concentrate on my work. I felt like I was going insane. I decided to take a break, turn off my computer, and go wash my hands in cold water. As I dried my hands, I noticed a few tiny spiders running around on my fingers. At first there were just a couple, but then there were hundreds of them. I screamed and ran to the bathroom to look in the mirror. Hundreds of little spiders were dangling from my arms connected by delicate webs. They were everywhere. I don't remember what I did after that. I was in a panic trying to get rid of them all. I knew they weren't dangerous, but I didn't want them anywhere near me. It took a while, but eventually I got rid of them all, except for one little spider that had managed to crawl under the sink. I looked up and saw a small hole in the ceiling above me. I grabbed some spray and blasted the hole. Big mistake. Spiders started pouring out of the hole. They rained down on me for what seemed like hours. I don't know exactly how many spiders fell on me, but it must have been at least a couple hundred. I was completely drenched in spiders. After the last spider hit the floor, I went back into my room and collapsed on my bed. For the front stoop web, I came home late from a night out with my friends. I live in a city. As I walked up the stairs to my front door, I didn't see the huge web stretched across the steps. I walked straight into it. I was so disgusted. I tried to brush it off, but there were way too many spiders. I turned on my porch light and that's when I saw the little baby spiders, maybe 20 to 30 of them, crawling all over me. That's when I saw the biggest spider sitting on my door, almost the size of my hand. I don't know what kind of spider it was, but I was scared enough to run to the other side of my house. When I took off my clothes, even more spiders fell out of my hair. I spent a good 30 minutes in the shower trying to scrub them all off. Even then I probably missed a few. That was easily one of the scariest things I've ever experienced. No. The squishy sack. I was taking my daughter's toy under the bed to put it away. I had to reach under the bed to get it. My hand touched something squishy. I poked it, and it squished. I poked it again, and it squirted. I pulled my hand out from under the bed and looked at it. Dozens of little legs were crawling up my arm. I dropped my daughter's toy and ran to the bathroom. As I looked in the mirror, I saw about 30 baby spiders clinging to my arm. I reached under the bed to find the mother spider. There wasn't one. I looked around under the bed for a while, but I didn't see any more spiders. I think that thing must have laid her eggs recently because the babies were tiny. Who knows how long the mother spider had been living under there. I never did find that squirmy sack either. Number 2. The recurring bed intruder. For 3 nights in a row, I woke up in the middle of the night feeling a huge spider crawling on me. I would wake up suddenly with a feeling of something large and hairy moving across my face, chest, and neck. I would sit up in bed and start screaming. But I never saw anything. The first 2 nights, I told myself I was just dreaming. But I woke up on Wednesday morning. I was sure that something was in my bed with me. I told myself I was being ridiculous. I was alone in my apartment. How could there be a huge spider in my bed? Well, I was about to find out. On that Wednesday morning, I woke up and turned on all the lights before getting out of bed. I scanned the entire bed, but I didn't see anything. I decided to get up and go to the kitchen to make myself some breakfast. Just as I got to the kitchen, I saw it scurrying under the bed. It was the biggest spider I had ever seen, like something out of a nightmare. It was huge. I don't know what kind of spider it was, but whatever it was definitely a monster. After I saw the spider, I stopped waking up in the middle of the night. Number 1. The huntsman on the pillow. My dad was visiting my grandma, and I was staying at their house. It was a hot night, and I was exhausted from work. I went to bed early, but I kept tossing and turning. I needed to get some sleep. It was one of those nights where the only comfortable place to sleep was on my stomach. I flipped my pillow over to the cool side and laid my head down. That's when I felt it, a furry, indescribable object on my face. I screamed and jumped up. Sitting on my pillow was the biggest spider I'd ever seen. It was a full-grown huntsman spider. I was so disgusted and scared. I ran to the bathroom to look in the mirror. Of course, the spider was gone, but when I looked at the pillow, I could still see the imprint of its body. It was definitely a giant spider, and to this day, I still wonder what it was doing on my pillow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share 4 more spine-chilling tailies.